Welcome back. In this presentation, we will be learning lesson number 3 Exogenetic Processes Part 1 Module 1. Lesson number 3 Exogenetic Processes Part 1. Our learning objectives will be exogenetic processes. In this, you will learn the meaning of exogenetic processes with the help of examples. Then, formation of landform. In formation of landform, you can able to learn that due to exogenetic processes or movements, what are the different kinds of landforms are formed and how they form. Then, what is the meaning of weathering? What are the different types of weathering occurring on the Earth's surface and what are the factors responsible for it? And at the end, we'll learn about the mass movement, its meaning and types. So, students, in lesson number 3, exogenetic processes, part 1, we will concentrate on exogenetic or external processes and the landform formed by them. You all know that natural calamities like volcanic eruption and earthquake occurs on the earth's surface because of the movement below the earth's surface. There is a loss of life and property because of natural calamities. So, such movements that take place below the surface of the earth are called endogenetic movements, also known as internal movements. Students, you all know that in the previous chapter, endogenetic movements, we have studied that mountains, plateaus, plains, and continents. Such landforms form on the Earth's surface as a result of internal movements are called primary and secondary landforms. Some external processes occur on the Earth's surface because of the forces working on the Earth's surface such as gravitational force, kinetic energy, and solar energy. So, all this energy are associated with the moving object on the Earth's surface. Similarly, some external forces working on the Earth's surface which leads to the formation or degradation of landform. So, student, some external forces working on the Earth's surface which leads to the formation or degradation of landform are known as the external processes or exogenetic processes. So let us study in detail about exogenetic processes and how they occur on the Earth's surface and what are the factors responsible for it. Student, different landforms are formed on the Earth's surface due to external processes. Let's take example. As you can see here, rocks are eroded and washed away by the wind and water. As a result, sediment such as rocks and the rock particles get deposited at the lower land. It leads to the formation of another landform. Here we have few examples of landforms such as delta, sand dunes and valleys. Let's take information about it. Let's see about delta. As all of you know that delta is an area of low flat land. This landform is formed due to the deposition of the sediment brought by the rivers before entering into the sea or the ocean. Then we have sand dunes. This sand dunes is a hill of sand made by wind or the coast or in a desert region. Then we have the next example, valleys. Valley is a low area of land between hills or mountain. It is in V in shape. Let us try to understand the meaning of weathering. Student, please remember that weathering does not describe the weather condition such as hot or cold, wet or cold, clear or cloudy, but rather weathering is the process by which rocks breaks down due to temperature like hot or cold and precipitation, also known as rainfall. Let's observe now. See the given picture. Here you can see the three different images of the rocks are given. Observe the physical appearance of the rock in each picture. So student, what did we observe here? You can see that the rocks are broken, fractured and have holes in them. Let's take more information about weathering. Here you can see three different images of the rocks. As you can see in this, rocks are broken, fractured and have holes in them. So student, please remember that breaking of rock is a natural process occurs on the earth surface. So this process occur on the earth surface due to water and the temperature. So here we have definition of weathering. Let's see. Breaking or weakening of rock is a natural phenomena. It is called weathering. So student, please remember breaking or weakening of rock is a natural phenomena. It is called weathering. Let us learn in detail about the types of weathering. Students, you all know that breaking of rock is a natural process which occurs on the earth's surface. So, breaking or weakening of rock is a natural phenomena is called weathering. Weathering can be of three different types: mechanical weathering, chemical weathering, and the last one we have biological weathering. In arid climate means dry or a region with a little or no rainfall. Mechanical weathering is a dominant, while in humid climate, chemical weathering is more effective. Humid means region contained with a water vapor, whereas biological weathering occurs due to the living organism. So, let's study each type of weathering in detail. Now, let us learn in detail about mechanical weathering and what are the factors responsible for it. Let us try to understand mechanical weathering with the help of example. Take an onion, then cut it in the middle. Observe the cut part. Try to remove each skin layer of this part. Let's see what we observe. You will notice that just as we can remove each and every outer layer of the onion, similarly, in nature, rocks undergo such process. It's happen naturally on the earth surface due to the heat and cold. Let us learn in detail about exfoliation. Student, here you can see that outer layer of the rock peels off. Did you know why it happened? It happened because of the heat, and this process is called exfoliation. During exfoliation, the outer or exposed part of the rock heats more while the inner part is cooler. As a result, the outer layer of the rocks fall apart like a dead skin from the main rock. So this process of rock is known as exfoliation of the rock. So student, please remember that the exposed part of the rock heats more while the inner part is comparatively cooler. As a result, the outer layer of the rock fall apart from the main rock. This is called exfoliation. Mechanical weathering mainly occurs because of the following reasons: temperature, frost, crystal growth, release of pressure, and the last one is water. Mechanical weathering mainly occur because of the temperature. Let's learn in detail. As you can see here, due to the heat of the sun, rock surface heats more. As a result, minerals in the rock expands. Similarly, when the temperature decreases in the night time, the rock surface cools down and it contracts. So, due to such continuous heating and cooling cycles slowly create tension on the rock. As a result, cracks develop in the rocks and they break apart. During such process, each mineral reacts differently to the temperature. Some minerals expand more while others do not expand as much. So this process is called temperature. Let's study about the frost. As you all know that the volume of water increases when it freezes. Let's observe here. Here, water seeps into the cracks in the rock. When temperature drops below 0 degrees Celsius for some time, then the water in crack freezes and it expands, widening the crack. This leads to tension in the rocks. As a result, they shatter. Crystal growth is another reason for the mechanical weathering. Let's take more information. Crystal growth, also known as salt cracking, it occurs when the salt water enters a crack in a rock and then evaporates. It leaves behind salt crystals which can exert force and enhance the cracks. Let's take more information about crystal growth. Crystal growth. Let's observe the image here. When the sea waves hit the cliff along rocky coast, the alkaline or salty seawater dissolve some soluble material from the rocks. This results in formation of small holes into the rocks. This water gets evaporated due to the heat of the sun, leaving behind the crystal of alkaline salty materials in the rock. As this crystal occupies more space, they create tension in the rock which further leads to their weathering. Let us study about the release of pressure. As you all know that in the previous slide we have studied that due to the tension rocks break apart. So it is not that tension is created in the rock only because of the temperature, freezing of water or crystallization. Sometimes the lower layer of the rock are under the continuous pressure due to the upper layer. However, sometimes this pressure get reduced and may even lead to exit. This sudden release of pressure on the lower layer of the rock result in their weathering. So, due to the release of the pressure, the upper layer of the rock peel off or broken apart. Here we have the another reason of mechanical weathering, that is water. Some areas experiences more rainfall than other. In such areas, soaking of rock, water also causes weathering of some rock. Let's study in detail. Here we have the examples of rock such as sandstone and conglomerate rock. Due to the water soaked into the rock, granule weathering occurs. The granule process occurs when the rainwater penetrates into the rock. It loosens the particles of the rock and separates them from the main rock. As you can see in this image that the rock particles are loosened and they turn into the soil particle. This process is known as a granule weathering. So student, please remember that when the water penetrates the rock, particles get loose and separate from the main rock. This process is called granular weathering. Let us study about block disintegration. Sometimes both the temperature and water are responsible for weathering. When rainwater accumulates in the crack and joint of the rock caused due to the continuous contraction and expansion by temperature differences in a region. It separates big block of rock from the main rock, causing block disintegration. So disintegration means water accumulates in such wide joints and big blocks of rock separate from each other. This is called block disintegration. Let's recap what we have studied in lesson number 3, exogenetic processes, part 1. Exogenetic or external processes occur due to the forces working on the Earth's surface like solar energy, gravitational force and kinetic energy. So student, such energy are associated with the moving object on the Earth's surface. Then we have studied about weathering. Breaking or weakening of rock is a natural phenomena occurs on the Earth's surface. Then we have studied about three types of weathering. Weathering can be of three types such as mechanical weathering, chemical weathering and biological weathering. In arid climate, mechanical weathering is dominant, while in a humid climate, chemical weathering is more effective. Biological weathering occurs due to the living organism. So student, in this module we have studied about mechanical weathering. Also we have studied about the factors responsible for the mechanical weathering such as temperature, frost, crystal growth, release of pressure and water. So student, remaining two types of weathering we'll study in the next module.